Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, the echo.
Yeah.
Yo, you already know, man. It's your boy. They call me the car thief because when I come through, I be Jimmy and your shorty. You heard? Your boy Prophet Pete from the city that never sleeps. Let's get it.
In the building.
Gang, gang, gang.
And of course, it's your boy. You know, your baby mama got a donk, and she like to bake for me, so I call her Cinnabons. Shawn recognize. What's up,
Gang, gang, gang.
world?
Yo, what's up, y'all? Yo, and for those that are trying to watch on all other platforms, Facebook is acting a little special tonight. But you can always find us on YouTube, the WEMS app, and all that wonderful stuff. So just make sure that you keep doing what you're doing until Facebook fixes their issue. Now, I want to say I know we probably touched base on it a little bit last week. Twitch is starting to get in the groove with all this copyright infringement, all these licensing and playing music that doesn't belong to you. I want to say they just signed an agreement with Sony Music Group
Uh-huh.
and UGM, so Universal Music Group as well. So that means that you're not going to be able to get away with what you've been getting away with for all this time because Twitch was one of the last ones to actually start playing the game.
Oh boy.
So I
Know what
just
that
want
means?
it's yo, you got to get your own website. You got to do your own thing. Get licensed. It's not that hard to get licensed, man. To get licenses, all you gotta do is report. Royalties get paid. Labels want their money, and this is how they get paid. So just do what you're supposed to do. We don't gotta sit there and attempt to run it on the radar like we tend to want to do all the time. Like, oh, that's not necessary. Let me just do it my way, and then you get backed up, caught up, and your money ain't as
Definitely.
long as Universal Music Group money.
Definitely
So
not.
you know,
Definitely not. Yeah, you don't want to go to war with them big boys.
nah. But
They
yo,
got
you know your boy R. Kelly, man. Let,
oh
let,
oh
let's just get into it, man.
convicted on all charges. He's definitely going to be in club fed for a while. What did they say? I didn't see the information as far as when he's supposed to get sentenced or when the
It's
judgment
like next month
next
or something
month.
like
Okay,
that. You're talking
okay,
about decades,
yeah,
decades, decades in jail.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
it's a little crazy because I know when the initial report was released, when they said they found him guilty, it was still I want to say the racketeering charges that was still that there was no guilty or non guilty on that yet. So
Yep.
that was still waiting. But they basically hit him with like kidnapping, like sex slave, that like all of that type
I'm
of thing.
trying. I'm trying to find the detail of what the charges on it right now while we're speaking. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But it's wild because you know they talk about it and they're like, yo, R. Kelly's a predator. He's been a predator for a long time. And watching and listening to the news report, oh, he used his fame to manipulate or antagonize or do whatever with women and control them and lock them up in studio rooms and fly them out.
It's real.
But it like not for nothing. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. It takes two. You know what you getting yourself into. You already know what R. Kelly music sound like. You already know he might piss on you. You already know there might be a porno tape that come out and he gonna say it wasn't me. We already know that. But it's what I hate about this is that when allegations come out, it's usually that one person and there's 20, 30, 40, 50,000 that follow after, right?
Yeah.
If it's you, and I know there's a grieving process and all that other stuff, it's I understand that those things for everyone is different, but you really have to take into account how fishy it looks when it comes out the way that it does. And then it was
It's
that documentary that dropped with all those
I was just about to say that, Pete, man. I was just about to
oh,
say it. Then when the visuals came out with the documentary, it seemed like it got turned up, because it's not like we didn't know about these allegations before. We there were rumors. Hell, there was videotapes that came out at one time. You feel me? So this was no mystery, but it seemed like it wasn't real enough for people. It was still kind of like rumors. Oh, he can say it wasn't me. They get the Shaggy defense. You know what I'm saying? But when when that documentary dropped, that changed the game right there. That was, people was like, oh, whoa, 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 it's right there in our face now. We got to do something. And then,
yo,
bam,
when the documentary dropped, this is what they pulled out on R. Kelly. They
yeah,
were like, yo, here you
they let
go.
them have it. Yeah,
That
they let them
was
have it.
it.
Let me
But it's
sexual abuse of minors, yeah, the kidnapping shit. They accused him of being the head of a sex cult. Of course, they brought out the whole him bribing people and trying to tamper witness tampering and all of that. I'm sure that all of that's what's this? Okay, here we go. Chicago convicted on the of the racketeering, bribery, sexual exploitation of a child, forced labor, and sex trafficking. Man, minimum sentence of 10 years up to life in prison. The brother is 54 years old.
right. And then we're talking about, I think it was over 8 counts. And
Yeah.
so 8 counts, and you talking about, right, when they talk about minimum 10 years, it is minimum 10 years per count. So,
So
right,
yeah,
we talk about 8
he could easily get 80 years. Yeah, easily he could get 80
years,
years. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact.
right? And, you know, uh, I don't want to paint this picture because you know what? Some of the stuff that R. Kelly did, yeah, you know what? It was wrong. It was wrong. He did it. You know what? You out there like, dude, we know it was you. Like that was you in that video. This is what you was doing. You was trying to wife Aaliyah. Like we all know that. That's been
He
out there.
did. He did wife her.
Right,
They talked about that in the trial too.
right. So the thing that I don't understand, right? It went on for so long. My my question is, why is it that they went so hard now? Now,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we were talking about 2021. Why did they go so hard when this was going on in the freaking late 90s, early 2000s?
Was it? Could it be that he was making the majors so much money at the time that they didn't want that to, they didn't want that to get out. So maybe certain things were in the way. I don't know, man. Because and at the same time, too, P Money. You know what we got to do? We can't act like. And I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about the general public. I'm talking about everybody that listens to music and in the entertainment industry. We can't front like this is the first time that we've seen something like this from an entertainer. You know what I mean? Or a public figure, or to say, oh, Shawn recognized condoning this shit. No, I'm not. Not at all. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm too fastidious with my words. What I'm saying is, it's there have been rock singers. I think hell, I think even Elvis had a young girl that he was messing with, made his wife. Wasn't his girlfriend like 14 or 15, somewhere in that neighborhood?
And in
And
certain areas, it's
and
okay.
yeah, and certain actors, have done it. Shit, Ben Franklin. If you want to go back to presidents and stuff like that, I mean, this is something that has been going on for a long, long time, and it's been going on in the music industry with people that have influence and power, and nobody says nothing because they want to continue to do business and they want to continue to make the money that they're making, so they kind of turn a blind eye to it. But what, like you said before, when that documentary came, it put a magnifying glass on him, and that was kind of like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you know documentary come out, streaming platforms back in the days. This is stuff that like with a lot of the videos and stuff that came out with R. Kelly, unless you was really looking for him or you was following him, it's the only way you really saw it. Now you talking about a Hulu platform with a documentary or a Netflix or whatever platform it was on or whatever it hit, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
No matter where it hit, you have millions, if not billions, of people that get that notification that it's like boom right there. You didn't have to go
Mm-hmm.
looking for it; they put it in your face,
In your face.
and
Yep.
and it's like this. I heard about R. Kelly, boop, and then wow, then you hear about it, and then now we have a lot of women activist groups. We have a lot of those things where women are really running the world right now. Like no bullshit. Like when they have an issue, stuff gets done. Like they're
That's a
moving
fact.
mountains. They're moving mountains. So it's like the ones that didn't know about it or these groups that weren't in place at the time when the stuff at first came about the surface. Now they're here and they strong and they moving. Like I knew women activist groups was really, really strong
Yeah.
when I was in the village one day. I worked on 19th Street and I'm walking to the train station on 23rd Street, right? And you know how men can walk around with no shirt on. But for a
Yeah.
woman, it would be indecent exposure.
Right.
I saw a woman walking down the street. She had a hat on, pair of pants on, no shirt, no bra. I'm like, huh?
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm looking, and I just happened to be walking to the train station with my coworkers,
Yeah.
and I'm like it caught me by surprise. Like I was kind of stuck. Like, yo, she don't got a shirt on, but they were able to get those equal rights where if a man could walk without a shirt on, so can women. And she
Yeah.
was and she was expressing her right to not wear a shirt and not be wrapped up and not be covered up like a man would.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. Like that's all I can say was wow. And this is
Yeah. That's
dating back all the way to 2000, I want to say 10, 2011.
yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah. So it's like there are a lot of movements and stuff that are going on, and women are making moves. I don't know if they're trying to set an example. And and if we think about it, Bill Cosby just got released, right?
Yep.
He got released, but then we have, you know, R. Kelly getting hit with guilty, 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 guilty. And it's kind of similar to the OJ thing. He got off on murder, but been in jail for like 1,000,001 years for stealing memorabilia. So so how he didn't he got acquitted of murder, but he stole his own stuff back, and now he's sitting in jail rotting away.
Which is
So
crazy.
so how is the justice system actually being equal? And I think it's more of a retaliation kind of thing. And it's like, well, we couldn't get him, so we're gonna get this one. And if we couldn't do that this time, we gonna throw the book at him that time. It's mm, it's a hard pill to swallow.
Bitter. Bitter, if you will.
Yeah.
So
So
they so but his law but R. Kelly lawyer said they're gonna they're gonna appeal the sentence. I mean, I don't get it. Bill Cosby said something about his case too. He said he said he got railroaded
yeah, he
into the
got railroad.
racketeering. Yeah, yeah.
And,
Well,
and
I
you know,
mean,
when we think about racketeering, when I hear about racketeering, I
yeah,
think about big drug dealers moving weight and doing all types of stuff. That's a cartel thing.
yeah,
You got one man getting hit with racketeering charges, and like it's just crazy. Like it's where we don't read enough to understand what these things are or what they were. Like with Rockefeller laws, you got caught with crack cocaine, you was doing life in jail, but you got caught with coke, you wasn't doing but a couple of months.
yeah.
and these are these laws that are targeted towards certain demographics, right? Certain areas, certain demographics, certain melatonin in your skin. These laws, and it hasn't changed. We're just repeating this cycle over and over and over again. They just change the name or the law that they want to apply upon us, and that's it.
They move the
Because
goalposts.
right, that's it. We're just moving it around, making it look different. We change the lighting in the room, and that's it. We gotta kind of stand up and really recognize it. Unfortunately, R. Kelly is so much of a public figure that there's not many people that don't know who he is.
That's a fact.
So them setting an example of him is going to be one of those examples, just like Bill Cosby, like the Jello pudding pop. Ooh,
He's a household. He's a household name. You never. I mean, despite what anything he did, he still has a legacy. He still has that catalog. His name is still gonna be synonymous with an era of music that was just incredible. You know what I mean? No, there's no. You can't take that away from him. It's already, it's done, sustained, stamped, sealed, delivered. You feel me? So just like Cosby's legacy. I mean, you can't take his legacy away from him. The man has been in movies and done stand up comedy and had one of the most successful TV shows ever. And there's shit been involved with a few TV shows, more successful TV shows. As a matter of fact, when you kind of think about it, uh, you can't take certain things, accolades away from them, and so they're always going to be known and still have fans, man. I mean, that's the reality of it. You can't stop people from liking what they like, and to turn around. I mean, some people are gonna say, "Oh, I'm not listening to R. Kelly music no more," But it's if you a diehard music fan, man, that shit's still fire. Ain't nothing different there. That don't change. Step in the Name of Love, come on, and you at the grown folks party, goddamn it, you gonna get your ass up and dance. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep, and that's it.
but Bill Cosby also shouted out Boozy, badass Boozy, because he just put out a movie. I think it was like a documentary about his life called My
Mm,
Struggle. So I think Bill Cosby was saying to go check it out or go download it or whatever it is that he said. And they kind of got this bromance going on now ever since Boozy was riding for him when he was locked up,
yeah,
and they just kind of shoot compliments back and forth with each other. They're gonna meet one day. We gonna see a video of Bill Cosby and Boozy meeting up somewhere one day. Either he gonna come to his house or he gonna go see Bill or something. And Bill gonna be smoking a cigar and Boozy gonna be smoking a blunt. Watch what I tell you, man. Watch what I tell you. He gonna try and get Bill to smoke with him, but it's gonna be off camera. You know what I mean?
definitely.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming one day. Shouts out to them. Shouts out to both of them, man. I just like to see celebrities, especially black celebrities, are supporting each other and being supportive of one another. Did you happen to catch the little video clip of Drake and J. Cole on stage? And Drake was, telling him he was one of the top tier MCs of ever,
No,
basically giving him praise. Yeah, yeah, that was beautiful, beautiful moment, beautiful moment. Almost dropped a dog tear real
you
quick.
almost dropped it there.
Almost dropped
Yeah,
one single tear.
no, just one, just the whole one.
It's
And I
one,
think
just
that,
one. Yeah,
and especially in our genre of music, right? When I say genre of music, I'm talking about hip hop.
yeah,
We do not pay homage, respect, or give flowers to those that are really doing it. Like for me, hip hop has been and it was born, com- in a competitive way. We was
yeah.
fighting being competitive. We fought to be represented or to be respected when we came into this music industry. But we because now hip hop has grown so big, we tend to fight amongst ourselves, and the competition becomes so real within hip hop itself that we forget why it started. Like to me, it's the weirdest thing, but Yo, I want to get into the old school joint of the day.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's show the people. Give them some hip hop, some food, some hip hop nutrition. That's the word I'm looking for. A little hip hop
Here we go.
nutrition.
Right, low. It's low on fat, high on protein. Let's get
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir.
It's this. Oh wait, hold on, because I think I could do it like you.
There you
It's
go.
the spot.
I chant eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I wreck the mic like a pimp so's. Here's how it goes. I am a genius. I mean this. I shape this. You'll tape this. I'm kind of fiendish. You wish that you could come into my neighborhood. Meaning my mental state. Still I'm 5'8". Crazy as I wanna be, cause I make it orderly. You could say I'm sort of the boss, so get lost. The brother who will make you change opinions. Dominions, I'm in them when it's time to kick fish from the heart. Cause I get a piece of the action. Feeling satisfaction from the street crowd reaction. Chumps pull guns when they feel afraid. Too late, when they dip in the kick, they get sprayed. Lemonade was a popular drink, and it still is. I get more props and stunts than Bruce Lee.
Woo! Oh
And
man.
it's the
Oh man.
spot.
Oh
Right?
man.
If you didn't know, now you know that was Gangstar in the building. Right? And then we had Nice and Smooth on that track.
Yeah, you got to make sure they mention nice and smooth on there. Definitely.
Right? Nice and smooth is funky. All the hip hop junkies.
Funky.
All we wanna do is
Uh, uh, and
and
you.
yo,
Beautiful
yo,
thing, man.
I
Beautiful
got a
thing.
funky rhyme with a funky style. But you know, I love the way hip hop has progressed. You know, in the flows and everything else. In the beginning, we was, and I don't know why what the creativity was at the time, but I think it was more of trying to be heard. So the delivery of the music was a lot slower. Like the pronunciation of the words and the sentences were very, very clear back then.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
Like super duper clear.
Wait a minute. Hold on, P. Hold on, P. Are you saying that there was no mumble rap?
No, there wasn't. That's why that shit needed its own damn category.
Mm.
I don't care what nobody says.
And
I
you
don't
know
care.
what?
You could be hip hop. You could be under the hip hop umbrella, but you know what? We gonna give you the little pocket umbrella to sit off to the side,
That
but you can still be under hip hop.
Yeah, yeah. There definitely needs to be different avenues, different facets of it. Be like, and it needs its own title. It definitely needs its own title. I think so, man. It should be like, I don't know, pop hop and not hip hop. If
Like
you're
some
pop music for people like Lil Nas and Doja Cat. You know what I'm saying? Those people like that. That should be pop hop. That should be that pop music. But they want to kind of pull from the hip hop genre in as far as the sound, sonically they want to pull from that genre. But that what they doing is not hip hop. You feel what I mean? So
yeah,
it's got to be it's pop hop. They got pop hop, then you got hip hop, and then you got I don't know whatever you got drill music. You got people doing what they call trap music. Uh, I don't know
like
back.
well,
Some people
whatever.
call some people call boom bap traditional hip hop, backpacker music, whatever you want to call it. So boom, there's boom bap. That's more of I guess a New York sound. And you got the quote unquote Cali sound, which I don't think there is a Cali sound. I think you can identify music by its sound sometimes, but I don't think that's true all of the time. Sort of like that gang. What's the group that we played a couple weeks ago? Shoe Gang. Remember the Shoe Gang? I think we
Yeah,
played one of this. You can't tell me them dudes sound like they from Cali. You know what I
no,
mean? When you first listen, maybe a couple of the words that they say, might be
the, the,
synonymous with something
the
that's yeah,
pronunciations
yeah, yeah, yeah. You could tell like, yo, they sound like
accent.
right. Used to be like they sound like they may be from the West Coast, but them dudes wasn't spitting like the traditional LA Cali rapper. You know what I mean? So it's it needs to be. I agree. I think it needs to be divided up into groups. You know, everything needs to be given its proper name. I think then it'll be a little more. Uh, uh, people will stop stomping on each other's toes. It'll be a little more synonymous, if you will.
Yeah. And the word of the week is synonymous.
Synonymous. Synonymous.
Synonymous.
Synonymous.
Right. So for those of you that don't know what it means, DJ Shawn recognized. Would you like to give him the definition of synonymous?
Oh, I didn't know I was going to be in school. I didn't know I was going to be called up to the board. I'm gonna go back in the closet.
It's just educating them, right? Synonymous, right? It's more of a free flowing thing. We gonna give you the barbershop, the corner definition of what synonymous means.
Synonymous, to be one with, to be in union with, to be in perfect. Dang, I was gonna say synchronicity, but then now I gotta explain that one. Then I gotta define that word. So scratch that. But
Oh,
in line with, you know what I mean? So
right. Just move, just really flow with, right? Synonymous. Don't ask me to spell it because it ain't gonna fucking happen,
no,
right?
no, not
Right.
today. I done already
It-
started. I done already
that-
started this shit. So yeah,
right. Like
forget about it.
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
That's
forget
definitely
about it.
not
That's a
gonna
wrap on
happen.
that, brother. Y'all
So
can
we
go. Y'all
got
can
S,
go. Sound it out. Damn it. That's what my English teacher used to say. Sound it out.
right. SYN anonymous.
Anonymous.
Synonymous. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the way we going here on the spot today. Because I think it's important that we understand that we have to move and operate in a certain way, get things going in a certain way, and we got to move together. And the reason why we have not been able to succeed as a people, and this is me being 110% with y'all,
The
is
reason why we
because
the
we
reason why we
move
haven't the reason why we haven't been synonymous.
is because we move like we reciprocal,
Uh
right?
oh.
Right. So we move like we can't identify with each other. We one sided on it, right?
Uh
Acyclical. That's it. Nothing
it is.
matches up. I can't move like you. I
Ooh.
don't know what you're talking about because I can't relate. Yo, you know what, nigga? I was eating peas and rice. You know what? I was eating peas with no rice. You know
Uh
what? I had ham, no burger.
uh.
But we can't relate. But we was all broke. So
Real facts.
that is one of those things. Our situations may be different, and we tend to identify when it comes to a lot of things. We tend to attempt to identify with situations only if they are identical, 100%.
Yeah, if you don't live through the struggle, you don't know about the struggle, so you can't understand when somebody's talking about it. Just like what did Tret say in at the end of Ghetto Bastard? If you don't live in the ghetto, don't ever come to the ghetto, because you wouldn't understand the ghetto. So
But
stay
you
the
wouldn't,
fuck out of the ghetto.
you know,
that was the realest shit ever, right? That was realer than the whole song.
right? But it's so true because if you've
Everything's
never
gonna
lived in
be
the
all right. Say again, say
ghetto,
again, say again.
right? Wu Tang,
You all
and
right.
and the crazy part is if you've never lived in the ghetto, right? Literally, if you've never lived in the ghetto, if you never saw somebody shooting up, somebody doing drugs, you never saw drugs sold, you never saw somebody get robbed. Like, there's a lot of things that you wouldn't see if you didn't grow up in the ghetto. But all the ghettos, no matter where you are in the world, they're all the same, right? Poverty stricken individuals, everybody's trying to survive. Let's relate to that and let's not do that no more. Because not for nothing, living in the United States, we have all these refugees that are coming that are given more benefits and allowed to live and given more help than the ones that was actually born here. So if the government is taking care of them, what the hell do you think? Even if we don't even understand situation to situation when it comes to food, when it comes to hot water, when it comes to shelter,
Yeah.
we can relate to the point of the government not taking care of us. because we
Hmm.
from the ghetto.
Yeah, I wanna ask a question too because this is some shit that I just completely missed, and I don't know, maybe you did too. Maybe you know something more about it than I do. What the fuck happened to the Haitian immigrants? Because all I know is I saw something on the news where it was like, oh yeah, such and such went through and cleaned up the situation, and I was looking under that bridge where they was all staying, like all of that shit was clean, and the trucks was moving putting dirt over the shit to like cover shit, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't look good. Like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck did they do with all them people, P Money?
They probably buried them when they was smoothing it out. Like, but
Stay woke, people. Stay woke.
this is what it is. Like, all right,
I don't
if we
hear nothing about it on the news. You peep that? Like, you peep how
it's just
quiet
like,
that shit is now?
oh, it got fixed. Like,
Man,
oh, we fixed it, right?
I don't know,
But
bro.
just like we know, and if we sit there and we think about it, all these situations when it comes to all of this, we probably gonna get deaded and killed. The stream is gonna die
Yeah,
tonight
yeah, yeah. these
because
these
of
niggas
what
are
we about
these
to
niggas are
say,
talking too much shit.
right? Because when we sit there, but if we get killed, just know that you can listen on WEMSradio.com. We
Huh.
stream all the way. That's it. They ain't no them, dictating what we can say and what we can do. That's just what it is.
Hey, and then you know what I'm saying? We got a platform for you to go to too. You know what I mean? Y'all can go through there and get pretty soon we'll have the merch on there, the mugs and all of that. So
Yeah,
get that website and get it on your favorites list. Because it's
I'm
about to
telling you.
grow. Hey, you heard so did you hear about this dude, this FedEx driver? He was refusing to deliver people's packages. He said that support Biden and support the whole BLM thing. Did you see this?
No.
And he looked like Hispanic or something. His damn self. You know what I mean? He ain't like the traditional, all right looking, the
He
Nazi,
ain't
Nazi. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He ain't look like the
the
traditional. He's like,
Machiavellian type.
yeah, like he's a Hispanic dude, straight up. Like I said, I'm looking at the post, the story, and I'm like, dog, don't you realize they don't fuck with you either? The people that you defending, that you supporting, that you losing your job because of course they fired him. He made a
Of
he
course,
put a he put it on the internet that he wouldn't do it. He made a post about it. Real smart, right?
he ain't too bright.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna deliver your shit if you done Japan thing. I was just like, man, dude, it's like you came to work and just said, fuck it today. Huh? I'm tired of this job. I don't care if they fire me. They fired him. But now, not only have you gotten fired from FedEx, but you're not gonna be able to get another job now because everybody knows your name. You go, oh, you're that guy that got fired because it's that. Oh yeah, yeah. We'll call you. We'll call you if anything. Thanks for. You
Right?
feel me?
Because now you legality issue. Like, I can't mess with you
You're
because what
unhireable
you
now. Yeah,
right. You know
you're a
what?
straight liability. Wherever they put you to work now, they're gonna know that that's that dude, and you know what I'm saying. They're gonna come through, and it's possible that the business can get boycotted or whatever the case may be. So
Just
nah,
by
they not didn't.
being hired.
Yeah,
And
so he.
you know what I have realized, like, the United States has always been the power of the people.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think that it has been as strong as it's been in history as it has right now. Like, you get a couple of people, a group, it could be a group of 10, a group of 20, a group of 1,000, a group of 20,000. They will yield the same results when they move in unison. Once they start moving in unison, things is like, oh, snap. We got to
yeah,
do something. We got to
yeah,
shut people up. We
yeah.
don't need this type of drama.
Hmm.
It's wild, man. It's wild. And I just got to give it to those groups out there that really push for the rights that they pushing for, whatever it is. I might not agree with all of them, but I do agree with them moving in unison and making things happen.
Yeah, strength is in numbers.
Strength is in numbers, and you know, Anything more than three in a group is considered a gang according to the law. So you know what? Let's get it, gang, gang.
Give you
That's
a
the
lot of
way
help.
that I see it, and I think it's beautiful. But switching topics real quick, I want to say, and I'm going to try and keep this as politically correct or radio ready as possible. Fuck the motherfucker that busted my window to my truck, and now I'm trying to find a window to my truck because he busted my window or she busted my window and didn't take nothing. I would have felt better if he would have took something instead of just busting the window to my truck. Like, I don't know what you was looking for. The back windows is tinted. I don't know what you saw, and it was probably dark outside when you busted my window. So it was just because, and you left your damn old ass wooden handle flathead screwdriver in the back of my truck. You should have took your shit with you. I'd have felt a little better if it was a bullet that hit my window and shattered it. I'd have been okay with that. There was no bullet fragments. There was no bullet holes. There, I didn't hear no gunshots. But you left the whole screwdriver in the back of the truck. That's how I know you was just being an ass.
Fucking
So
crackheads.
fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you more. And switching subject. Shout out
Yeah,
to everybody out there that's doing the right thing.
no doubt. Oh, let's see. What's something there I
So,
just
so
saw?
thank you, Baltimore, for introducing me to your city in the way that I really don't want to be introduced to. But uh, you know, when you get aligned with your spirits and stuff like that. Like 2 days ago, I'm like somebody's gonna bust the window to my car, and 2 days later, when I went down to the car, I saw the busted window. But it took me a little bit because I sat in the car and I'm like, yo, why it sound like I left the window open? I'm trying to roll
Fast.
up the windows and
Yeah.
the sound is still there. And then I turned my head and with the corner of my
Oh,
eye, I said, wow,
fucking bastards.
wow. So you know what? I know I got out of state. I don't got Maryland plates on my car. I got out of state plates. I'm a Rolling Stone. So yeah, I move from city to city. Wherever I lay my hat is my home. But then you didn't have to do that. You did it. I'd have gave you $5, $10, $20, $30. You had to bust my window,
Dirty bastards.
fuckers. But on
Test
that
tube,
note,
baby.
on
So did
that
you
note,
see? Did you see the first episode of the
BMF,
VMF? Yeah.
of course, and I definitely
Okay, okay. So you can speak to that. Just don't give them too much because I didn't see it yet.
no. And what we going to start to do because it's I'm loving the way that you know. I don't do I want to say TV or entertainment on television
Yeah.
is going, but there is a lot more recognition of our culture
Uh huh.
and I'm not just talking about just music. I'm just talking about the lifestyles and a lot of things that have happened. But I don't know if that's by design, by the way, to make people fear us more, just like where media would portray us as criminals all the time. But what they're putting on TV right now is just glorified versions of us being criminals. But the whole BMF thing, um, is them more as them being children, kind of not children, but like teenagers about to get out of high school, college age almost, and just the way things are moving and just what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that it is very well. It is
Okay.
very well, very relatable because just like 50 said, 50 had the rights to the BMF story over 4 years ago.
That's right. And he
Like
had Meech's blessing.
blessing. And Meech's son is the one that plays Meech,
Yeah, no doubt. He sent them to acting school.
right?
50
So
sent them to acting school.
right? And you know, I gotta give it to 50 for what he's doing and the way he puts people on and plugs them in because he's like, yo, although it could be successful for me, it can be just as that for you.
Mm-hmm.
So let me put you in the position to be able to do that. But that's what a real boss does. Because
Exactly.
when you sit there and you move a certain way and don't put people in position, they sit there and they rely on you and they sit there and they move different or move funny or they coming for you, right? For those of you that don't know about BMF, right? What does that stand for? Black Mafia Family.
Yes, sir.
So for those of you that don't know, it's Black Mafia Family. And
Well,
if
you've been
any
under you either been under a rock or you're too young to know. So that's the only people that don't know what that is.
right. And then if you sit there and listen to some of the big names in hip hop, right? It always refer to Big Meat, right? BMF, they only refers if you watch the documentary, refer to him as Meat. But if you listen to Rick Ross, if you listen to anybody that's really been in the game for a while, Big Meat, Larry Hoover, we have so many different situations that have happened. Even with what was it, the Godfather of Harlem? Who was fuck, I can't remember his name right now.
Which one? You talking about Frank
No, the
Lucas?
Godfather of Harlem. Well, you got Frank Lucas,
You had
and then,
uh,
who came after Frank Lucas?
Harlem. Talking about
Because
talking about talking about Rich and Poe.
well, you got yeah, there's just so many. There's just so many, and a lot of them get named in rap songs because they actually did the things that people talk about.
And these are just the ones that we've heard about through, their rise and their fall. You know what I mean? There's still a whole slew of people unnamed that have went on. You know what I mean? Because what was it? I think Jada said it. He said gangsters don't die to get chubby and move to
Yeah,
Miami.
to Miami.
So
Oh,
you know
that
what
is
I'm
one of
saying?
my favorite lines. When I
Yeah.
got fat, I was like, I'm about to move to Miami.
Uh,
I was like, yo, I'm about
yeah.
to move to
So
Miami. I'm gonna go
So
sit
yeah,
there.
but yeah, I can't wait to check it out. It's a real story. It's from real life, some real occurrences, things that actually went down. You know what I'm saying? Not just a made up story, whatever. The shit really happened. I heard Cash Doll was in there too. She was on Instagram showing it, the reaction because I think she had a sex scene in there or something like that, and her and her mom was watching it for the first time, so she was like trying to cover her face and shit while she was watching it. But shouts out to Cash Doll. Shouts out to Cash Doll too. I think she's pregnant. She's about to have her first child, so that's dope.
Yeah, man. And yo, it's just nothing but love when it comes to this. I just want people to relate to, the people that are really about that life and understand certain things because that that particular game only has two end results.
Yeah.
Like unless you sit there and do something different with what you doing at that particular time, it can't be your end all to be all. Because
Uh
either
huh.
you're gonna end up dead or you're gonna end up in jail. And
Yeah.
that's just what it is. Because when you start getting noticed, right? When you start making moves and you start moving in certain circles, they don't go after the people that don't look like you. They're going after you. And you not even a big fish. You might be a big fish where you from, but they coming for you
Yep.
because
They
they ain't
taking and they taking names too. They follow all of your spots, all your peoples, the first 10 contacts in your recent call list. Everybody.
that's it.
You know.
Yo, and and again, shout out to 50 Cent for doing what he do because even when he had a lot of the interviews for the BMF release first episode and stuff like that, you know, even raising Canaan, which is part of the Power book, which is part of Power, which is also on
Mm-hmm.
Star.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a situation where in Raising Canaan, in one of the most recent episodes, his mother sends him to go kill his biological father. That he doesn't even know it's his biological father, but it's like, yo, you got to protect the family. He's coming for you. She didn't tell him everything, but he's moving in this way to do who he was and who he became as a young man and who he grew up to be as an adult. Because anybody that seen Power saw that Kanan was yo, Kanan killed his own son, but he also shot his own father, knowing now. But he's like, yo, you can't even trust the people that you hold close to you when it comes to this game. And for
That's why.
those
That's why.
that
That's why Biggie. That's why Biggie said, Ten Crack Commandments. Which one was it? Uh,
money don't uh no
trying to remember seven, eight.
family and money don't mix like two dicks. Find
Yeah, I'm
yourself
trying to remember which one it was though.
what was it? What was number one? And
Never let no one know how much dough you hold. That's number one.
number
Um,
two, never trust nobody.
no, number two is never let them know your next move. Don't you know bad boys move in
Moving
silence to
silence
violence.
to violence.
Number three is
And you
never
won't
trust
get high.
nobody. Number four is never get high on your own supply. Number five, never sell no crack where you rest at.
If
Number
they tell
six,
them you want an
that
ounce of
goddamn
ounce,
the goddamn credit debit. Number
you
seven,
think you crackhead paying you back shit, forget
am
it.
I fucking doing? Hold on, am I
Number three,
remembering this shit
never
right?
trust nobody. Your mom's to set your ass up properly,
Yeah,
gas up.
shut up. You messing me up. You messing me up. Hold on,
But it's number
seven.
three. Look at the comment, bro. Look at the comment. Look at the screen. It's number three. Never trust nobody. Your mom's to set your ass up properly, gassed up, hoodie and masked up. Set your ass up. It's that one. Number three. Number three.
I'm trying to remember. I'm just trying to remember how it goes in my head. That's all. Is that what that's originally what we was talking about? That's what you said before originally.
Yeah, getting set up by your family. Like basically them making you move a certain way and just setting you up. Everything is fucked up after that.
Okay, all
It's,
righty.
it's definitely number three. Number three. But for those of you, and when we talk about these hip hop, movements and what we doing, and when it comes to television, we cannot leave out. And it wasn't planned. He got the Wu Tang shirt on,
No,
but
actually, it's Wakanda,
oh Wakanda,
it's the
oh
Wu.
Wakanda.
It's the Wu emblem, but it's Wakanda, if you will. But go ahead.
All
Proceed.
right, but we have the Wu Tang Saga season two, and if
Yes,
you
sir.
have not watched it, right now they really get into how Wu Tang came together, how you know, and we all know if you watch season one, them getting to where they are before they became Wu Tang, there was beef between a lot of the individuals on a personal level, but RZA was the one who brought them all together. And they got together on the Staten Island ferry, a ride leaving Staten Island, going to Manhattan, and then going back to Staten Island. And that's how Wu Tang was really born, and they brought everything together. And now they're just they're in the studio when they're making those classic songs that we really rocked out to and we vibed to. This things that we heard when we first heard Wu Tang, when Wu Tang first dropped, and RZA
My
and
goodness.
what they depict in the series is how they were like, "Yo, we need to drop Meth first. We need to drop Raekwon first. Oh, we got to drop this Ghostface joint." They was talking about tears and all of that. And Raekwon was like, no, everybody has to be on the first single that dropped. So
Mm-hmm.
all of them, it's a symphony. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
matter what it was everybody from RZA, Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Method Man,
Nine
fucking
motherfuckers.
yo,
Nine motherfuckers.
and it was yo, this has to happen. And them just doing that and him sticking to his gun and was like, no, we have to bring everything to the table as far as a group because this is something that was never done before. And what I didn't realize is that one of the first joints they dropped where was everybody on it, there was one beat that was created and they only had enough money for 2 days in the studio.
Uh,
They came in with one beat. The second day was a whole nother beat and they
mm-hmm.
laid everything down. And that's what we heard and that's what we love today
Talking
when
about
it comes
protect your neck.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, that was an amazing moment in hip hop, boy. I still remember the
Like
first time I heard
smoking
that.
Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser. But it's one of those things, man. It's like there's a scene in there where Old Dirty Bastard came in and he's like, "Yo, I'm ready to go in the booth." And Rizzo looked at the rhymes that he wrote. And he was like, "Yo, you wrote these shits when you was 13. Get out of here! Like, go write some new shit." And
Yeah,
he came back down, and that's where we got the whole Brooklyn. Zuh. Like it's just all of that. It's just crazy because it puts you in that place, the creative mind of the souls that really built the foundation of hip hop.
yeah, yeah, man. I tell you,
I,
it
I
was a,
think
it
it's
was a
so
great time,
beautiful,
brother.
man.
It was a great time. It was a great time, man. I'm glad that um, they chose them to do a documentary like this about, man. You know, because that was an important time for hip hop and the younger generation. They always hear about it from their siblings or their older friends or the old head in the neighborhood tell them about you don't know the '90s and when the Wu came out and blah blah blah. So it's good that there's a story, there's something that's actually showing the younger people actually what it was, and they can get interested, and then they can go back and listen, hopefully, you know what I mean, and enlighten themselves, because there was a lot going on when the Wu came out. There was a lot going on in hip hop.
And
So
I want to say this, right? You know how music or art emulates life, right?
that's what they say.
What right? What they depict in their song and what they depict in the series, right? We're talking about the series is 2020, 2021. This is when this stuff is being recorded, is right now. What they're talking about in their music from years ago is what they're showing in this documentary.
Uh-huh.
So it was like I want to say it was Ghostface when he was talking about I got two brothers with muscular
Muscular dystrophy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
right, right. In the series, they're showing him growing up in that. He got shot in the neck. They show that him getting shot in like
Mm-hmm.
everything is like, yo, this is my life. Like my music was me talking about what I've been through. Raekwon, Ghostface, all of them, like
Yeah.
everything. Ghost Raekwon was uh, he wasn't called the chef for no reason. He was in
Mm-hmm.
there cooking it up. Like
You
he was
already
in
know. You already know.
cooking it up.
It's certain
So
things. There's certain things is when you're from when you could touch the hood or you're from the hood. You know what I mean? It's certain like nicknames. You know what I mean? When you as soon as you hear it, you already know what it is.
like,
The
like
chef, my man, the chef. Oh, okay, all right, all right.
I know you wasn't in the kitchen
You know what I'm
cooking right.
saying? Yeah,
You
he
wasn't
chubby,
cooking
but
right.
yeah, he chubby, but not because he's baking. You feel me?
Yeah, like it was quick bow. Like there's
Yeah.
so
Bow.
much.
Yeah.
Yo, there's so much that I can relate to when it comes to Wu Tang's music.
Yeah.
Then I have an older cousin that actually grew up with a lot of the Wu Tang members.
Uh
So
huh.
he and it wasn't it was before they was Wu Tang.
Yeah.
right? Well, so this is the pre Raekwon, this is pre Chef era, this is pre Method Man, this is pre all of those. This is when they was all going by biological names and they was in school together.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, like yo, this is them for real. Like this is them for real. And that Stapleton and what was it? I forgot the other place. Killer Hill and Stapleton. It was just like that was a thing. Just like if you go to parts of Brooklyn or parts of the Bronx or parts of Manhattan or parts of Queens, it's all of that. The beef between certain areas, like it really was that. But they were able to take those two divided areas and bring them together and
Yeah.
give us what we never had before that we got from rock groups or other genres of music, right?
Man.
Groups of
Yeah.
people from different places, but we never had that. There were other people, but they didn't do it as big as Wu Tang.
Yeah. Especially from Staten Island, all you had was the Force MDs.
Right.
It wasn't no other groups coming out of there, like that. So just like it's a similar comparison is the Griselda movement. You know what I mean? The only person they had famous from Buffalo was damn Rick James. You feel me? And now they doing their thing. So yeah, at that particular time when the Wu was coming out, it was like, yo, who? Because that's always the question. When you come out of whatever city, they want to know what other artist is famous or has been in the game from that same place that maybe they might fuck with them or not. But they just want oh, such and such from that city. I wonder if they do music. I wonder if they work with each other, whatever. So when they came, it was like, all right, who else is from Staten Island? Crickets. Because
But
we
like,
had to think. Niggas was like, I think Force MDs was from there, yeah. So they yeah, man, they had a spot. And but you know what though, that was not a bad thing. I think that was a good thing because that made people look at them closely and say, okay, what's this borough talking about? We always hear about Brooklyn. We always hear about Queens. We always hear about Harlem. We always hear about the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? The home of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? The birthplace. But we never hear anything about Staten Island, except that you got to get on a ferry to get over to that motherfucker.
yeah, that's it. And
You know?
it's a half an hour ferry ride.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
And if
No,
you
it ain't a
go,
half hour. It ain't a half hour.
no, it is. It's a half an hour
It
ferry
ain't
ride.
no half hour. I done took the damn ferry over there from what's that? Battery Park over there?
Yeah,
Whatever
Battery
that is.
Park.
That shit was it's that 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 25 if you got a slow driver. A half hour?
Well,
You was on a boat for a half hour? You must have got
no,
on the circle line.
no. But I'm telling you, but this is when I was a youngin. I
Yeah.
don't know how. I don't know. They got new boats now that move a little different, right? But I'm talking about when I was a youngin,
uh-huh.
like youngin, like 10 years old, 8 years old.
Yeah.
Go. I had family. I lived in Staten Island, so
Okay.
we would go visit all the time. It was taking the 6th train, getting off the 6th train, the last stop, walking to the ferry, getting on the ferry. It was a half an hour ride.
Hmm.
Like if you seen the Wu Tang Saga, when you sit there and you look at that, like I was sitting on that boat, just the way they got that shit looking on the show, like for real,
It's identical.
identical. Like I was like, yeah, those wooden seats and all that look like you in a church,
Yeah.
but there's windows and there's water.
Yeah.
Like for real, that was. It, I haven't been on the ferry since I was a kid, so
Yeah.
but it was a half an hour ride. If it's a lot quicker now, I could get it. I could understand that. But I want to get into we gotta get into the top 5 of the week, man,
Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to do that.
and that's it. So we gonna get into the top 5 when we come back. We gonna chop it up, and then hopefully international we're gonna be in the building. But if not, we still gonna chop it up and we're gonna get into some shit because we got International Nova's new joint controller, and we got a couple of his old joints that we gonna sit there and we gonna bring into the building, and that's it. And he's been doing it for a while, so let's get it, y'all. It's the
Smack!
let's get it.
Ain't no taking embrace to the family show. You rock your man protect. Fuck Joe money, it's moist, yo. His hands be wet. Fuck a favor, helping others rise make you greater. This logic don't make sense if you a hater. True indeed. I had dope that made the Hall of Fame. You might be born to rag, yo. What's your father's name? Stay out the pool, don't let water get on your starter chain. Something on your neck, no gun. You should've bought a brain. You outside with Balenci's on your foot, with a 2G stash. You want the money or the look? Niggas talking all this customer shit, all them perks in your mouth. That's dope, boy. You supposed to hustle this shit.
Bottomless Bellinis, afternoon sun. Girls twerking on the tables, they just having fun. Leave them girls alone, you the owner, what you own. Buckets of Don P, how many you want? My nigga, he brought his son, got his dad's face. We ordered crab cakes, table with mad plates. R&B playlist, I'm in blast space. She told me about her last date, I had to laugh in her face. Yo, that's brunch on Sundays. Bring the hookah to the table, she gon' smoke it till her lungs ache. That's brunch on Sundays. Posting pictures on the gram, hashtagging Sunday Fun Day.
Running off with the chick, running off with the chick. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run. Running off with the chick, running off with the chick. I'm running off with the chick. I flood them out with baguettes. I kill them all for their threats. I break them all when they bit. I never lost my respect. Flipping all the sets. Nigga, I'm with all the mess. Shoot it out, I call it bliss. This rap shit all it takes. Just left over, there was 6 and we hit all the rest. Tryna find somewhere else we can go and relieve all this stress. Cutthroat, I cut your neck, that 501 knife is on deck. Play with me, niggas know what they gon' get, but fuck all of that shit, I'm running off with the chick. Running off with the chick, running off with the chick. Running off with the chick, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run. Running off with the chick. I'm sorry. Yeah. I broke your heart, huh? You knew I was a fuck nigga from the start, huh? You should've listened when it said I was a dog, huh? You should've listened to your head when you had thoughts, huh? That's what you thought, huh? I left you scarred, huh? You'll never be the same again, put that on guard, huh? I took your heart and then I tore that shit apart, huh? I fucked you over, did you dirty, did you wrong, huh? I did you wrong, huh? I did you wrong, yeah. You say you hate me, but I know that this your song, yeah. Angry Texas, we don't never get along, yeah. We've been rocking with each other for so long, yeah. Maybe that's why it's been harder to move on, yeah.
Look, fuck that shit they saying. Fuck that shit they talking about. Hold up, fuck that shit they saying. Fuck that shit they saying. Okay, fuck that shit they talking. Fuck that shit they saying. Listen, line that hoe to the shit there. Upset cause their ass ain't up yet. Listen, I ain't never gave no fuck by the bitch. If a dead hoe, give me my fuck back. Listen, never give a fuck about them. Pretty hoe stay in my DM. I ain't never had a problem getting trimmed. Little mama, your pussy ain't work per diem. Heavyweight, and I ain't gotta stay in no gym. Line them up, knock them down, bim. Tilt my brim, baby, I'm not him. They gon' stand in line for it like in my museum. On my life, me and my wife. Run this city, can't snatch these straight. We don't care what they talking about. Fuck them lies, yeah, man, cause the bankroll ain't this side. Mass on, we outside. Tell these ones, shut up.
Get it back, y'all. If you didn't know, now you know, man. It's the mother freaking spot. Yo, shout out to Upscale PR, man, for being in the building, doing what they do. Because, they keep it 100. They keep doing what they doing. And yo, Leslie said, yo, DJ Shawn recognized she loved your match. So let me
Appreciate that.
let me just pull that up, man, because it's just one of those things, man. And you probably didn't get to see the other one. The other one was woo, woo.
Yo, I did not know Eminem had a restaurant called Mom's Spaghetti. Did you know this?
No, but
Yeah,
you know
man.
what? Moms always make the best spaghetti.
This is, I mean, hey, it was a hard bar, and everybody, it stands out because of the movie, of course. So I'm quite sure that he probably didn't, I'm sure he was sitting around one day like, man, what else could I do? And, branch out a little something. Yo, man, you should do a restaurant. He's like, what am I gonna call it? And I bet you it was one of his mans that said Mom's Spaghetti. and he thought about it for a second. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Great, man.
But
Great.
it's
Dope
the
for him.
simplest thing. It's the simplest things that hit
It's
the heart.
it is. It is, man. It
It's
is.
the
Like
simplest
bam, like
thing,
you go, why didn't I think of that? Yep. Yep, no doubt.
right? It's the simplest things, the things that are most relatable.
Yeah.
Like, and even if we think about the companies that today that we frequent the most, right? Apple. Let's just talk about Apple, right? Apple is one of those things that everybody know what a damn apple is,
Right.
right? Because originally it was Macintosh, and then we sitting there, what the fuck is a Macintosh?
Yeah.
And, and then he like Apple. They threw an apple. Everybody know what it looked like when you bite into an apple. That's their logo. Very simple, very straight to the point, and this, that, and the third. But we got our guests in the building, right? International Nova, definitely making moves. But before we even bring International Nova in, I want to drop one of his old joints, right? Something that was out for a little bit. Um, before we get into that, before we bring him in, I wanna definitely play this, so this way the individuals that are watching and the people that are here really see what we about to get into. Right? I feel I need to turn my hat to the back because I need to be in my International Nova swag. I'm just saying. But all right, here we go, y'all. International Nova, let's get it.
Smash Mouth Films.
You gotta pick one, bro. You gotta pick one. Just one.
I don't like that number. Like 3.
You like 3?
I don't like 3. I like 4.
I mean, 3 is 2.
Nah. Shut right there.
Oh, yeah. I see it.
She can be a part of my 3.
I think I just found my one, though. I just found my one.
You didn't get her?
I'm gonna get her, man.
Check your butt, bro.
I'm good.
They're running.
Hey now, she ready, she on that way now. Shorty wanna play, my bed is like a playground. We get it rockin', no stopping. Go and tell a friend, we lit, we get it poppin'. Wanna wait, that flight is on a standby. If you wanna link, just hit me up on a red eye. Cause we can go, yeah, no we can go. Take it to the spot overseas and let you glow. I don't want vanilla chocolate. You my top pick, not a cherry can top it. I know they all jelly, cause he always be poppin'. But you my favorite girl, he no other option.
Got so many flavors, but you my favorite girl. You're the only one in the whole wide world. Because you are my favorite girl. Yeah. Because you are my favorite girl. Yeah. Hey. Ayo. My favorite girl. Oh. In the whole wide world. Because you are my favorite girl. Yeah.
FAVORITE, favorite girl, her favorite song is always on repeat. She's my everything and more. Okay, I said it. Me, more. No, I can help it. I wanna tell myself I'm quite selfish, I know it. Me and babe vacate, her favorite place we going. Big head, blue Franks, yeah, I let her blow it. And you ain't gotta ask who my favorite, she know it. I don't want vanilla chocolate. You my top pick, not a cherry can top it. I know they all jelly, cause he always be poppin'. But you my favorite girl, he no other option.
Got so many flavors, but you my favorite girl. You're the only one in the whole wide world. Because you are my favorite girl. Yeah. Because you are my favorite girl. Yeah. Ayo. My favorite girl. Oh. In the whole wide world. Because you are my favorite girl. Don't you know it?
And we back, y'all.
Yes,
And we
sir.
A
and
little
we got
throwback, a little throwback.
a little. Is it a throwback? Throwback? Like is really that far?
I mean, you know, I consider that a super throwback now because now what I'm doing is more Latin and more Afro based. But you know, I'm always for the ladies, man. So I'm always doing lady records. You know what I mean?
I know that's why you got the hat to the back. You got the long hair. You got the beard. Like you
Rachel
just be
got the
trying to kill him.
shirt open just a little bit.
Just a
Ron, you got,
little.
you know what I mean? All for the ladies, all for the ladies, right?
Oh yes.
Yo,
Nah,
yo,
but you
for
know,
real.
thank you guys for having me, though, man. I appreciate you guys for real.
Nah, man. Yo, this
No
is
man,
nothing
it's
but love,
all love,
man.
man. Salute, man, salute. Only you say we only like to show love and encourage those that put in the work, man, and come with that
Yeah,
quality product, man. You know, if you got the proper vibes, man, we want to promote that. That's what it's all about, man.
nah, thank you.
You
I
know.
appreciate it, bro, for real, man. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, man. But
Yeah,
even though that's a throwback, man, the visuals on that is dope, man. I like the the whole vibe of the video, man. I like that you incorporated the light skin and the dark skinned women in there. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to please all the demographics.
Well, you know, I've always been about inclusion for me, man.
Yes,
So you
sir.
know,
Yes, sir.
one thing about me, and
Message.
and one thing I always tell the females too is like, you know, I'm not about just one type of female, right?
Yeah,
When it
yeah,
comes to women, man, I'm all about you know, just different type of skin tones, different type of people, you know what I mean,
that's
all
right.
ethnicities. And you know, down to that that's something that I kind of keep when it comes to just friends in general and people in
Yeah,
general. But
yeah,
down to the females that I like, man. I don't
yeah,
have a specific type. As long as you got a dope vibe, a dope
yeah,
energy, I'm rocking with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
And you know, the ladies is that's who I cater to. That's who my music is
Yes, sir.
catered to. So, you know, I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yep. There it is. There it is, ladies. You
and
heard it
you
here.
know, it was light skin and chocolate. That whole verse in that, and then it was like the whole cherry on top thing. So I just kind of want to know what your thought process was when you spit that bar.
Again, I mean, you know, light skin and chocolate. Like for me, one is, you know, me being light skinned, me being Spanish. You know, I think there's always that misconception that we only date light skins and all that. That's not me, man. I love my chocolate women. I love my Asian women. Like, you know, again, if you got a beautiful vibe and a beautiful energy, I love it. I don't have a specific type that I like, man. I just like women, and I feel like women is the greatest thing in the world. And you know,
Amen
not
to
only,
that, brother.
not only do they give us life, but you know, they they do a lot of other things for us. And you know, for me, it's always about celebrating that, man. And you know, honestly, you know what's crazy about that record, man? I recorded that record in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. A
uh,
lot of my records I record pretty quick. I write pretty quick. And I remember that night we had a lot of liquor in the studio, and I was just
yes,
having a
yes,
good time, man. And
yeah,
shot the video. The video was on rotation on BT and MTV, and it was funny. I walked into the mall one time in Atlanta, into Foot Action, I think it was, and
yeah.
the video was playing on the screen of Foot Action. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool
Yeah, I
too.
bet it was a nice day in the mall.
Yeah, it was. Man. It's always dope. It's always dope when you get acknowledged, right? And when your music is
Yes,
acknowledged. So you know,
yes,
it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
yeah, man, yeah. That's all
Yeah,
right. That's all
and
right,
you
man.
know, it's super duper important, and I hope that you can answer this question,
Yeah.
right? Because is when did you fall in love with hip hop? Because what was it that really like just hit you and you was like, yo, this is what I wanted to do. Sometimes it's hard for people to identify with it,
Yeah, yeah.
but I hope that you can really do it to make people understand why you do what you do.
So for me, when I first fell in love with hip hop, I can't forget it. It's something that's embedded in my mind, man. And you know, it was Tupac, Me Against the World. And
Mhm.
you know, as a kid growing up in the Bronx and the South Bronx, you know, we were around all types of music, whether it's hip hop, Latin, whether it's, you know, Afro and dancehall and West Caribbean music, West Indian music. Growing up in the Bronx, man, you know, I was always around the bootleggers as a kid. and we just knew that where one of the local bootleggers kept his CDs and his tapes. And me being a kid, I was like 7, 8 years old, man, and we borrowed a box of CDs that we never gave back, by the way. But we borrowed a box of CDs, and we're in there as kids, just grabbing things out the box, not knowing what we're grabbing.
Right.
And two of the albums that I grabbed was the Chronic, Dr. Dre, and Tupac, Me Against the World, man. And when I played Me Against the World from front to back every day for that whole summer, that's when I fell in love as a fan with music. And fast forward years later, you know what I mean, from being a kid and playing ball in the Bronx and growing up around Tony and the rest of the Terror Squad and those guys, it made me fall in love with the aspect of being an artist. You know what I mean? But if it wasn't for those guys, and if it wasn't for Tupac starting that love into music and into hip hop, there wouldn't be International Nova right now.
Brother, let me tell you something. Yo, P Money, if he was lying about that whole story right there, that's a perfect story to tell in an interview when somebody asks you how you loved hip hop. He stole the CD that started it all.
Yo,
That's an amazing story, Nova. Amazing.
But let me tell you how it comes full circle, though, right?
Tell me, please.
And everybody knows I'm a huge Tupac and the Outlaws fan, and I was a huge Hussein Fatal fan from the Outlaws, man. When I signed my first deal with Spectra and Sony, I had a budget. You know what I mean? I'm a kid from the Bronx. I got a budget. I'm trying to get everybody on this album. You know what I mean? I had my brother Fred the Godson. Rest in peace, my brother Fred. I had Christian Dior. Of course, my brother Tony Sunshine. But I reached out to Hussein Fatal of the Outlaws. And I was like, yo, I'm a fan. How much to get a feature? You know what I mean? And it's because of you guys that, I started doing this music thing. And he hit me back. I was like, bro, I'm a fan of you. Like, send me something. I got you.
Yeah.
And I sent Fatal 4 records, thinking and hoping he was going to pick one record.
Right.
And in 3 days, I got all 4 records back from Fatal, 4 different verses.
Look at that.
And he was like, yo, bro, I'm a fan. Like, let's build, man. And that started a friendship between me and Fatal before he passed. And for me, that always comes back full circle because not only did Tupac start me being a fan of music and falling in love with hip hop, to then working with the Outlaws and working with Fatal, to then moving to Atlanta and being in the Tupac movie. So it all comes full circle.
Dope. I love that, man. I love that. And you see that right there, that's the power of the love of the music, man. When somebody sends you something like that and they jump on everything, that's like, yo, you can't do nothing but respect that.
Yeah, and the culture, man, because I feel like I tell people all the time, hip hop, even reggaeton and Afro, it goes beyond the music. It's the culture behind the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's a beautiful thing to even hear that.
Yeah.
Because nobody really ever gets into those aspects of how they got started and just them moving. You're from the Bronx.
Yeah.
You're from the Bronx, right?
Yeah. Fordham Road, right. University Avenue.
Right. Like right there. I probably rolled past you a couple of times. Didn't even know it was you. Like,
because you're from Queens, right?
No, I'm from Harlem.
Oh, you from Harlem? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Harlem. Like literally, like 10 minutes to get over the bridge, get over Jimmy Bronx Cafe, all that.
And I'm from Brooklyn. And I'm from Brooklyn, so the only time I was uptown is probably going to see a chick or something like that. Yes, sir.
So,
it's crazy, man. And Jimmy's, you said Jimmy's was the home base for a lot of us in the Bronx, man. And
right, so it was right there. You was talking Terror Squad and all that. Like, there was a lot of people that I was around that I didn't even know I was around when I was around them. Like, it was that kind of thing.
Yeah. Same thing for me. And it's funny, being around those guys, and as I kind of started to find my way as an artist in New York, being around guys like Mr. Cheeks, you know what I mean? Mike Geronimo, some of the guys from G Unit, you know what I mean? The Lost Boys was big at the time. So, of course, my brother and his Terror Squad team. But even beyond that, when I first was a kid, being around music and trying to dabble in it when I was in high school, one of the first people I worked with was around the whole Africa Bambaataa scene, the Cold Crush brothers. You know what I mean? Jam Master Jay, DJ Wizard, Grand Wizard Theodore, all these different people who were like huge and pioneers in hip hop. I was a kid, man, 13,
You didn't
12.
even you didn't even realize how big they were back then.
No idea who these people were.
Uh-huh.
I just see them every day. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And as I started to find out who I was and dive into being an artist, they looked out for me, man, and they held me down. And you know, now like I run into Grandmaster Cash every now and then when I go into the Bronx, and it's always like, yo, bro, I'm proud of you. And it's like, damn, I you know, I appreciate that because I still have a long way to go, but because of those guys and guys like that, I've been able to accomplish a lot, and it's a blessing.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And a lot of people don't have that behind them. You know, they're putting that battery in their back, man. And it's lovely to see the OGs kind of like pass the torch, so to speak. You know what I mean? And then watch you run with the glow, man. That's beautiful, man. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
BX, stand up.
definitely a blessing.
Yo, but I want to ask you,
Yeah.
how much of your humility, because just in the few minutes that we have connected on here, you have a lot of humility. How much
Yeah.
has that added to your success in being an artist?
You know, so I think first and foremost, I gotta thank my mom, man, because if it wasn't for, you know, for Mama Nova, I wouldn't be the person I am. You know what I mean? I think that
Shouts out to Mama Nova.
yeah, shouts
Oh,
out to mom. She's back in DR right now, but shout out to my mom, man. If it wasn't for my mom, you know, we all know growing up in New York is crazy, and a lot of my people is either dead or in jail. And I know it sounds like a story that everybody tells, but it's real. It's real life for me. Like a lot of the kids I grew up with is either locked up or they dead. And if it wasn't for my mom and people around me to kind of, you know what I'm saying, guide me and be like, nah, play ball, do that, don't do this, or do the music thing, don't do this, I wouldn't be here. But one of the things that she definitely put in me is humility, man. And it's the fact that life is short, right? We can be here today and gone tomorrow. So why act like we're bigger than the next person? You know what I mean? We got a talent that we were blessed with, but if we're not using this talent to really help out the people around us and even people that we don't know, then what are we really doing? You know what I mean? And I've always kept that as I kind of progress in my career, and where I'm at now. It's something that I rely heavily on, bro, because I feel like a lot of artists, we lose ourselves in this celebrity stuff and who we think we are. But at the end of the day, we're human beings. And I feel like if nothing else, COVID has shown us that we can be here today and gone tomorrow, literally.
Man.
You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, why not be humble? Why not have the humility to, you know, be who you are as a person, not this artist, this stigma that we all see, but be who you are as a person. Like Nova's my real name. So beyond being international Nova, I'm gonna be Nova 24/7. That's who I am. And that comes from my family, that comes from my upbringing, that comes from the Bronx. And that's why, you know, I always take the Bronx with me. You can take the kid out the Bronx, but you can't take the Bronx out the kid. And
that is a fact. And then there's a lot of nonprofits that you are associated with. So
yeah,
let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it goes back to how I was raised, and you know, so I haven't told this story much, right? As a kid, I remember being in the Bronx, and we was in a house, man, and you know, we grew up in the projects in the hood, and I remember there was a shootout outside, right? A full blown shootout, and I'm a kid looking through the window watching the whole shootout. As soon as the shootout was over, there was people lying in the middle of the street. My mom ran full speed outside with a blanket, trying to do what she was a nurse. So her first instinct was to go out there and save people. It wasn't who's shooting, you know what I mean? I should stay inside and not do this. So as a kid, watching her fight for people who didn't have a voice, who didn't have a chance to do anything for themselves, it's one thing that I always said to myself, when I have that power, that celebrity, I'm gonna try to use it to help others. And that's what I'm always striving to do, man. And you know, whether it's animals and, you know, Lifeline organization, you know, everybody who knows me loves, I'm a dog person. I got 2 pits. I feel like they're the most misunderstood type of dog out there, and they're the most lovable dogs out there. So I'm fighting for stuff for them, you know what I'm saying? But to come to Atlanta, to come to Georgia, to be chosen to be their brand ambassador for the state of Georgia on the biggest animal organization in Georgia, it's a blessing. Because, you know, for me, I'm fighting for those who can't fight for themselves. Animals can't speak. That's part. They're very smart animals, but they can't communicate. So I try to be the voice for them. You know what I mean? And beyond the animals, you know, we're doing a lot of things for kids and single mothers. And, you know, me growing up in a single mother household, that's always been very big for me too, is to provide some type of stability, some type of help for those who don't have that help, who don't have that family or, you know, organization around them, and hope that me and my team can help with that.
P Money, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
boy.
I don't even know what to say
He
behind it.
the ladies are gonna not gonna stop emailing us about this one. When he
They gonna be like,
as soon as he said he loved pit bulls, it was a wrap. I heard all of the pussies get moist at one time.
yo,
They're gonna be
Listen,
but
bro.
throwing it. They're gonna be throwing it at him like frisbees when they see him at the airport. You feel me?
Listen,
yo,
Pitts is my babies, man.
but I don't know if it's the Bronx thing or New York thing.
Yeah.
Like all the dogs that I've ever had, if well, not all of them, the majority
Mhm.
of them with either pits or pit mixes or
Mm-hmm.
whatever,
It's
definitely
definitely a New York thing. That's
Yeah.
definitely a New York.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
right, but they're definitely misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're definitely misunderstood. But my my purebred pit, she was loving. I
Yep.
had a Roddy pit mix, and he was amazing.
Yep.
Like I
Yep.
was like, yo, I was like, he's never gonna let nothing happen to the household because he gonna hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
See, and the thing is, unless you're an animal person, or let me not even say animal, unless you're a dog person, you don't understand that bond between the owner and the dog, right? Like,
That's right.
I had three pits. Now I got two. My baby passed away about 2 years ago, almost now. Female. She died when she was 15. I had that dog from the minute she was 4 weeks old to the day she turned 15. And she lived with me when I lost my home. My apartment burned down in the Bronx. I lived out of my car for 2 weeks. She was there with me. You know what I mean? When I moved to Atlanta and you know, started to kind of do my thing out here, she was there with me. And anybody who knows me knows, man, when I lost Princess, I was depressed for like 6 months, man. That was my baby. I still got two boys. You know, I got a 6-year-old pit that's a red nose, 120 pounds. And I got a
Mm-hmm.
blue nose gator that's about 4 years old. It's about 95 pounds.
Yeah.
But those are my babies. You know what I mean? And again, I think that it goes back to what I seen my mom do as a kid. And that's, you know, fight for those who can't fight for themselves, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
human or whether it's animals. I'm going to always do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. You being a
Yeah.
dog owner and everything, and being a someone who suffered a loss,
Yeah.
um, would you, if you had, God forbid, only one dog, would you go out and get another dog like a pit bull puppy or something like that?
So I'm struggling with that now because you know, like I said, I got two more boys,
Right.
but I always told myself I could never get me another female dog to replace Princess. Like that
No.
was that dog is my heart, man. But
Yeah.
you know, I think just like when we lose somebody close to us, I think that the easiest way to overcome that is to bond with something else or somebody else or another animal.
Right.
I don't know, honestly. I don't know if I ever get another female dog because that was just too close. Like that was my baby. But
Yeah.
as far as boys, you know, I think that I would continue getting boys.
Uh-huh.
Again, I think I'm a very big pit bull lover,
Advocate. Yeah.
ambassador for lover, and advocate for pit bulls because
Hmm.
again, they're so misunderstood, man. I think that we have this stigma, or the people are not, you know, outside the hood has this stigma of pit bulls being these angry animals, and that's not the case. They're the most lovable animals on the planet. But just like humans and kids, if you raise your kids the wrong way, they're gonna go out there and do the
Hmm.
wrong things. And it's the same thing
Absolutely.
with
Absolutely. Well, I think that stigma was put on us by people who uh, may want to put a negative narrative along with our community. You know what I'm saying? Usually, the pit owners are black and brown people.
yes,
And then they want to, kind of put the same stigma on us as well, that we're angry, or we're disruptive, or we're
the
going to cause
animals.
trouble, right? Or that
Yeah.
we're animals. So people a lot of times they try to put that stigma on things that they don't understand or that they fear. You feel what I'm saying? So that I think that's where that whole thing comes from, man. And it's unfortunate because, like you said, they're lovable. They're very lovable. It's a very lovable breed, very smart breed. Um, and and it's just it's unfortunate they caught up in our mess, so to speak. But we can only thing we can do is continue to display the opposite of what the stigma is trying to put out there.
And when it comes to the pit breed, right? I really want people to understand that is, and I don't know if it's the reason why black and brown people relate to it so much,
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
but a pit breed is a worker breed,
Yeah,
right? So
Yep. Yep.
us being black and brown people, we only know what it is to work, right?
yeah,
You give us a duty, that's what we do.
yeah.
You know what's crazy?
Right?
I've never thought about it like that, but that makes a lot of sense, honestly, man.
No,
That's
it
crazy.
does because we I've had I've had them.
Yeah.
And those the pit breeds, the mixed breeds that deal with the pits, they need a job to do to
So you
be able
saying
to
that
do.
you saying the pit bulls is the Jamaicans of the dog world? They got about 3-4 job. They
But they do them
got
very,
5 job.
very well. They do
You
them
know what's
very,
crazy?
very
I'm gonna tell y'all what's crazy, right? And people always laugh at me about this. I can go. I was in Puerto Rico, right? I was in Puerto Rico for like a month shooting some videos, and in Puerto Rico, there's a lot of animals, a lot of misplaced animals. Dude,
well.
I was running up to pit bulls and just petting them and playing with them, and my team was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Right?
Yeah,
The minute I see a cat,
they say
but the
he's
minute I
loco.
see a cat, I'm running the entire other way, bro.
Oh
I'm
yeah, you don't
scared.
like cats.
I'm completely scared of cats, bro.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, I do
Wow.
not mess with cats at all.
Yeah, I know. I
Pit
know
bulls, I'm good
a
to
couple of
go.
people who
Big
don't
ass
rock with
cane
cats
torso,
over
I'm
here.
good to go. A
Yeah.
miniature cat, I'm running the other way.
I know this female, she doesn't like cats to the point like she's like you. She's literally like scared of them. She's like, I don't trust them. She's like, look at their face. He's like, they
Yeah,
just I don't know. There's just something
bro. I,
about them. I just don't like.
I have panic attacks. When I'm around cats, I have panic attacks. I was in Puerto
Yeah,
Rico laying on we was at the pool and I'm just laying poolside, and this
yeah,
cat came out of nowhere and just sat next to me. Dude, I
yeah,
jumped off my seat, jumped into the
yeah,
pool. Like
yeah,
my boys were telling me, I was trying to walk. I was trying to skip through the pool
yeah.
like it was concrete.
You're
I
trying to
was
walk on water
so
like Jesus.
scared. I was so scared, bro.
Man, let me tell you, man, the funny thing about that is cats, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care
At
about
all.
nobody, B. The only
At all.
person they care about is the motherfucker filling up that cat bowl. That's it. They don't give a fuck about
Yep.
us, B. You
Yep.
feel me? That's their temperament. That's it. The only thing they're looking for is a place to take a nap.
I'm telling you. I'm
That's
telling you.
it.
But same thing as dog owner. Cat owners love the animals, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But for
yeah,
me,
for sure, for sure,
I'm
for
not a
sure.
cat person at all. Definitely not a cat person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
But
usually one
those,
or the other.
yeah,
Yeah.
and those are definitely misunderstood, especially when they look a certain way. But is
Yeah.
when we sit there and we relate to the way we were treated, right?
Yeah.
Because we look a certain way, we get mistreated, and it's this misconception of who we are.
I get
Yeah.
Dog
it.
dog lovers and pit bull lovers. I love me big dogs all the time. I
Yeah, me
think
too.
dogs have a purpose in our lives. Dogs have always been bred to be protected. But when dogs protect, we sit there and then we want to throw in the box. But that's the job that we gave them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we legit gave them that job. Like you said, King Corso. I
Them dogs
I'm
are
still
huge.
waiting to get my hands on one of those. My my mix was a Roddy Pittman,
Mm.
and he was just massive. People saw him, they crossed the street, and if
Oh
there
wow.
wasn't another side to the street, they walked alongside the highway, like they was on the service road because he was just that big.
Yeah.
They
But
Yeah.
want no
he
parts of that.
was, but he was definitely, I don't even know how to describe him, and his name was Yukon because that's how big he was.
Yukon.
Wow.
Yukon,
Shouts out to
and,
Yukon.
and
Uh,
shout out to Yukon, and he was one of those animals that was just a teddy bear. He was
Yeah.
huge. He was
yeah.
huge to the human eye, but
Yeah.
he's like, yo, just love me. You want to pet me? I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna lay next to you. I'm gonna do that. That was him, and it's just the whole misconception of what an animal looks like to what a person looks like to what we perceive as danger.
Right, I'm gonna tell you this story. Right, I was every time I think about that, I start laughing. So I had Bone Crusher and PD Pablo in my studio, in my house. So
Right.
I got a full blown studio in my crib, and I always tell people before they come to the house, I got dogs. Like if you scared of dogs, this is not the house to be in because I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lock my dogs up. It's my babies. So I told Bone, I'm like, yo, did you tell PD that? He's like, yeah, he's good, he's good. Okay, cool. First time meeting PD, bro. So they were walking into the studio, and PD just heard Fat Boy, which is my 120-pound dog, Keone, run down the stairs.
Yeah.
He's like, what the hell is that? So he sees him down the stairs. He just takes off. Now, PD is literally running around my house at this point, right? And Fat Boy is chasing him. But
Oh shit.
Fat Boy, he's playing. We're playing. This is the
Right.
game.
Right.
Fat Boy's
Right.
running around, and then my dog smiles. So he shows
Yeah.
his teeth, but he's smiling. So
Yeah. But let me guess. Petey doesn't think he's smiling.
exactly. Bone is laughing. He's rolling on the chair. Bone's wife is laughing. I'm like, bro, he doesn't bite. Just stop running. He's chilling. No, get him. So we're in this at this point. We're laughing. He's done. He done ran around the house like 3 or 4 times at this point. So now we're in the studio looking through the glass door. PD literally, and if you guys know PD is a big dude. He literally dives into the studio and kicks the door closed with his foot. And he's like sweating. 5-10 minutes later, he's literally in my backyard playing with the dog, running around with the dog.
See how it goes.
Literally, no more than 5 or 10 minutes later.
Oh my god!
It's okay. He's not gonna bite you. He's having fun with you. And again, I just feel like the same way we treat our kids, the same way we raise our kids, is the same way you raise these animals. As long as you raise them with the right intentions, with the right guidelines, and the boundaries.
Yeah. Yes.
They're amazing dogs, man. Amazing.
That's an important word that you just used right there, and a lot of people need to realize that how important that is as well. Boundaries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to give them some sort of discipline, and I always say that to single mothers, especially of young children. You know what I mean? I know it's tough. I know it's tough on your own, but if you don't give that child that discipline now, you know who's going to discipline them later? The system.
The system.
So you better instill it in them early. You know what I'm saying? Let them give them rules and boundaries and limitations, just like Cesar Millan said. Sometimes you got to hit them with that. You feel what I'm saying?
Listen, and I'm Dominican, so I've raised my dogs like my mom raised me. So
that's right.
A little tete quieto sometimes works. So
those work for real. Yo.
So Nova, you said early. So Nova, go ahead. Go ahead, P. I don't want to cut you off. Make your point.
And then you saying that with the whole Spanish things. Me being Puerto Rican, you being Dominican. There's a lot of sayings that I could really rock with, and some of my real cool people is Dominican. My first baby mother, Dominican. Like I got a couple baby moms, but we ain't even gonna get into that. But right. But my man's at work was like, yo, if no te veo, métele dedo. Like there's a whole like, yo, if I don't see you, you need to take care of yourself kind of thing.
Yeah, métete el dedo.
Mojo, like I gotta give it to y'all because y'all really got some saying.
For your ass.
Those are cool, but you can freno.
Yo,
like,
I'm telling you,
all them curves and me with no brakes. Like, yeah, some of them old school Dominicans was smooth with it though, bro.
Definitely smooth with it. And but I could identify with where you came from, your upbringing, and your music.
Yeah,
your music really identifies with that. It's just who you are.
It has all of those elements that you mentioned earlier. It definitely, you can hear it. Every little piece of it is in there.
So one of the things that I like to put into my so first of all, I'm very comfortable being me, right? I'm at a point in my life that I understand who I am as a person, as an artist, as a philanthropist. So I'm very comfortable in my own skin. So, and I think that I like to portray that in my music, whether it's a party record, a female record, I'm in a club, or I'm outside, we shooting up, like, you know what I mean? I portray that in my music. I don't lie in my music. I don't put a false narrative. Everybody
as you should,
yeah. So everybody who knows me is I'm about women, I'm about sports, I'm about this, I'm about that, but I do got a crazy temper. So, it's all of that is in my music. So it's kind of like I try to, as much as I can, just be free, be honest in who I am, and put that in the music. And whether you accept it or not, that's up to you. But I'm putting it in there. You know what I mean? And I think that's missing a lot from the music today. I think that everybody thinks it's cool to be this and to be that, but they're not authentically being themselves.
Yes,
and I think
sir.
that's what the music is lacking right now.
Yes, sir. The authenticity.
Authenticity.
Yeah, and I think that that's super duper important. And for those of the listeners that are tuning in
Mhm.
from the Bronx, but you in Georgia right
I'm in Atlanta right now. Yeah.
now, right? Yeah, so you in the ATL doing the music. So now this is somebody from the Bronx being in Atlanta right now. How does the music scene treat you different from being from one place to the next? Right? Because that is that's a 17-hour, 15, 16-hour car ride from the Bronx.
It's two different worlds, bro. Two different worlds.
Is it?
And Ti is always talking about he's always trying to rehash the whole New York hate the South and vice versa
So
and all of that.
I'm gonna be honest
I
with you.
guess P wants to tell he wants the skinny. How have you been received? How did the
So
people treat you knowing you from the Bronx? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. In the very beginning, I mean, it's still two different worlds, right? New
Yeah,
York is New York, no matter
no
where you
doubt,
go,
no
a
doubt,
place like
no
New York.
doubt.
Atlanta is beautiful in its own right, but it's
Right,
completely different.
right.
In the very beginning of me being here, I remember one thing that Bone Crusher told me, and he was like, "Bro, don't come here and try to be Atlanta. Be you.
Right, right,
Continue being you."
right.
He's like, "We don't f with people from New York, but we f with you."
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So, and I was like, "Damn, well, like I didn't take it serious at the time, but as I've
uh-huh.
been here more and more, I'm like, I see what he meant."
Yeah,
Because, to everybody outside of New York that's
yeah,
not from New York, New York has felt like, yo, we birthed hip hop, which we did,
yeah.
and it's ours, right? You can't have it; it belongs to us.
Hmm.
To us, that's just being New York, right? That's just our swag, that's our demeanor. But to everybody outside of New York, we were very arrogant. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's because I'm the opposite of that, but when people met me here in Atlanta, they expect me to be a certain way, and then when I wasn't that, it was like,
Hmm.
yo, you're so dope. Like, what's up? Like, let's work. And
Yeah.
one thing I told people when I first moved to Atlanta, one of the biggest differences I found in the music industry was that if they rock with you in Atlanta,
Hmm.
there's no money involved. They're just gonna rock with you. You don't have to
Yeah,
pay for this or pay for that.
yeah.
I was very lucky that my first day in Atlanta, I met two people. One was Bone Crusher.
Uh-huh.
Two was Dave Tolliver from Men at Large.
Okay.
Oh,
Both of
that's
them,
my G right there.
yeah,
He is my
both of
G.
them
Yeah,
became my big brothers out here. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Dave, I literally just spoke to Dave a couple hours ago. Bone, through the last year or so, we don't speak as much because I've gotten really, really busy. But
yeah,
for the first couple years here, we were inseparable.
yeah,
And through Bone and through Dave, I met everybody in Atlanta.
yeah,
You know what I mean? To the point that Bone was in my house every day, Music Soul Child was in my house every day, different people like that. You know what I mean? I've been able to work and meet everybody.
yeah.
And I'm also lucky that I look different than anybody in Atlanta, right? So I can go somewhere and somebody that I haven't seen in 2 years is gonna be like, "Oh shit, Nova,"
Yeah.
and bro, I don't even think you recognize me because But case in point, I had met Ms. Deb through Bone, and seen her several times, right? Waka
Right.
Flocka mom
Right.
always
Yeah.
showed
Yeah.
me
Yeah. We
love,
know Miss Deb.
always showed me the most respect, the most love. I ain't see her in like 2 years.
Yeah.
I went to an event a few months ago, a movie premiere, and I'm on the red carpet. I'm taking pictures. All I hear is Nova, and I'm like, it's so packed. I'm like, who the hell is calling me?
Yeah.
And my boy's like, yo, Miss Deb, and I'm like, yeah, where's she at? So it's like a movie. The crowd cleared, and
Yeah.
she's like, come here, give me a big hug,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
now
Yeah.
ever since then we speak all the time,
Yeah.
but she always showed me so much love when she didn't have to.
Yeah.
And at the time I wasn't anybody, but she always showed me love. And then that first night we had a conversation. She was like, yo, what's been going on with you? So I've been telling her, I'm doing Spanish and this and that. And she's like, yo, call me tomorrow. I got something for you. And it's gotten to the point now where me and Deb speak all the time because again, she always showed me love. David Banner. I met David Banner once or twice in passing.
Right.
We went to the BMF premiere a couple nights ago.
Mhm.
And a friend of mine wanted to take a picture with David Banner.
Yeah.
And his first reaction was like, yo, bro, I'm tired. I've been taking pictures all night.
Yeah.
Turned around and saw me. He was like, oh, shit, Nova, what's up? How you been?
Wow.
And he's like, "Yo, that's your boy," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's my guy." He's like, "All right, come on, let's all take a picture."
Yeah.
And it's those type of things, man. That type of love and that type of respect from the OGs and even the new guys here in Atlanta. But I think it's because I came here and I'm still me. Everywhere I go, people know I'm from New York because of the way I talk, the way I look, the way I walk, and they respect it and show me. And you know, and it's always a love thing. But I do. There is a unspoken thing between Atlanta and Georgia and New York. Sorry, but there's so many people that live in Atlanta that are from New York that I feel like it's nowhere near as big as it was as far as that tension.
Right.
Because a lot of New Yorkers came down here and they live here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why you were embraced the way that you were embraced too is because, like you say, you always remain yourself. And the thing about, you know, the ATL and then the South for that matter is that, you know, they can, just like New York, they can smell a phony. You know what I'm saying? And if
A
you're not
mile
gonna
away.
exactly, when you're real and you're authentic and you're being yourself and you're not forcing it, then they fucks with that. You know what I'm saying? Because we always say on this show, when you force it, it feels forced, and the people can pick up on it
all the time.
all the
So
time,
just
man.
be genuinely you, whether it's corny, whether it's whatever, just be you. And I think
be
that
you.
goes much further than I told somebody else the other night. You can be the dopest dude in the world, but if they don't fuck with you, they don't fuck with you.
That's it, man.
You can be an okay artist, but if they rock with you, they're gonna go to bat for you, and that's gonna open up a lot more doors than you being an asshole, being the dopest person in the world.
Yes, sir. Because it's all about building those relationships in any industry, the music, business, anything that you do, man. You got to build those good relationships with people, man. And,
I agree.
Far. So we're gonna discuss this new music.
Yeah, we're gonna get into Controller right quick. There's no video right now. There's only the audio.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we're gonna get into that. But I just want to say this, and I'm gonna put it out there that one, there's a lot of movements going on with WEMS radio and the spot and everything else. And once we can get you in the studio in Atlanta, because we probably gonna be in Fayetteville or whatever. Probably real close to you. It's gonna be
Fayetteville is about 30 minutes away.
Right. So we gonna work on that. So that's gonna be probably early next year, where we could get you in the building and we just sit down and we just chop it up and we have a good time, like legit good time.
Let's do it, man. You guys family now. So.
Yeah, so we got this. We're gonna link it up. So I want you to introduce this Controller joint for the people so that they know what it is, what's going on, and just your motivation behind it.
Man, Controller, funny as it sounds, came from me getting my hair braided and just going through different beats on my computer. I heard the beat to Controller. I produced my own records. This record I actually didn't produce. But I heard the beat and I'm getting my hair done and I start mumbling and I'm like, yo, give me 20 minutes. I got to run downstairs. I laid down the hook.
Jay-Z.
Yeah. At the time I was producing and I'm still producing me and my partner, Petey Pablo's new album. And we had just gotten to a conversation the next day and he's like, yo, you did all these records for me. Like, let me get on one of your records. And I'm like, I'm doing Latin now. He's like, nah, just send me the record. Sent him the record. I went for a walk to walk the dog. Came back 20 minutes later and his verse was in my inbox. And the rest is history. We put the record out just as a teaser to see, what the people think of me doing Spanish now, fully Spanish. And the record took off, man. And the reason why we don't have a video is because we've been playing catch up on this record. The record got so big, it ended up being my biggest record of my career. And I haven't had a chance to shoot a video because we're doing interviews, we're doing press, we're doing shows. But we're almost at 1 million streams on the record. It just charted on Shazam. It's doing some big things across the world in Latin America. I was trending in Santo Domingo. I was trending in Colombia and Puerto Rico. It's doing some really big things, man. So this is my new single, Controller, by your boy International Nova, the Prince of the Bronx. And let's get it, man.
Let's get it, y'all.
International. It's no Párame, estás muy bien si estás sola, no puedes estar sobre mí. Párame, párame, the way you move in that body, you make me not wanna leave. Ella me controla, mueve como cobra, cuando ella toca no puede parar. Despierta con la luna, belleza no se tumba. Ven aquí, mami. No se puede olvidar, no se puede olvidar. Ella me controla, shorty, she be down to ride, she be my soldier. Una queen, mi tesora, yo un estudiante, ella profesadora. Ella sí me cae, nos vamos for the night, as long as I'm next to you. Como un controla. Ella me controla. Ella me controla. Ella me controla. Ella me controla, mueve como cobra, cuando ella toca no puede parar. Despierta con la luna, belleza no se tumba. Ven aquí, mami, ven aquí. No se puede olvidar, no se puede. Ella me controla, mueve como cobra. Ella me controla. Cuando ella toca no puede parar. No puede parar. Despierta con la luna, belleza no se tumba. Ven aquí, mami. No se puede olvidar, mamá. No se puede olvidar.
And we back, y'all.
Ella me
I
controla.
got two questions. I got two questions. Number one,
Yeah.
who did the production?
So that actual beat came from one of my producers in Germany, man. New kid that I just started working with. I ain't gonna lie to you, I can't even remember his name right now because we're running around so much. But we got a couple other records coming as well that we did together. I've been very lucky, bro. I've never, and this is one of the craziest things, right? I ran into a producer of mine that I had worked with back in my street corner days. For those guys that know who, how I came up in this game, Street Corner was one of the first groups I was in. And we did a lot of stuff overseas. And at the time, we were working with a producer by the name of OZ. He was 18. We were 20 at the time, so he wasn't that much older. Yeah. And we were his first artist that he ever worked with. NY Swag, for those of you guys that know, my NY Swag record was a big YouTube record. He produced it. I lost contact with the kid over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. I turned around and found him on Instagram. The kid got 10 platinum plaques. He's Drake's main producer right now. But I've been lucky. I've been able to find dope producers that believed in who I was and my talent, and I believe in theirs, man. And this is somebody that the same thing. I was in a position where I was kind of tricked into doing Spanish because at first I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do hip hop and stay doing hip hop.
Right.
And but he was one of the producers, him and Gabe Acosta, who really believed in what I was doing and believed that this was the road for me to take now. And, I'm forever indebted to those guys, man. And the rest is history. Controller is almost at 1 million streams. It's doing big things. It's on TV, it's on the news.
We gonna get a video?
Yeah. So, right now, I'm not sure because we're about to drop the next single in October.
Right. That's why I asked you.
So, we're kind of going back and forth of does it even make sense to shoot a video anymore?
Right.
Or do we go to the next single or two ready? Because I feel like that was the problem. The problem was we didn't think this was going to be the record.
Right.
It ended up being the record. And then we started to play catch up. So I don't want to do that again. I want to have videos. We're working on a documentary of this whole album. So we're going to have a lot of content for the fans.
So now, do you feel sort of with this last record being so successful with no video, do you now feel like a certain pressure with the new project? Because I know there's going to be visuals with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, there is, right? Because controller, controller. I mean, let me say that
Control
controller
love, yes.
opened the door, so many doors for me in the Latin scene. You
Right.
know, I just got a really huge opportunity that fell in my lap yesterday. That as soon as I'm done here, I gotta head to the studio and do a feature for somebody that's huge.
Okay,
And
keep it quiet. Keep it quiet.
yeah, yeah, and
Yes, sir.
controller,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
controller is what was able to open that door for me and those type of
No doubt.
doors.
No
But I
doubt.
do
No
feel
doubt.
like we missed an opportunity with not having a video.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like it was a great blessing, a great thing in the skies because now we can really concentrate on making this next record. The video will be monumental,
Yes,
and
sir.
hopefully it does what Controller has done, or even better going forward.
Do you see now that you're okay? Like you said, you're going to do a feature for a Latin artist, somebody who's big, with the whole reggaeton scene and everything growing and getting larger. And I know I see the annuals and the Bad Bunnies and everything starting to blow like they supposed to. You know what I mean? Do you feel like that's going to be more what you're leaning towards now because that wave is getting so much larger than you know what I mean than it has been before, or you think you're gonna also incorporate the old hip hop that you started to do in the beginning?
Well, I feel like if you guys are fans of Controller, you're gonna be fans of the album. The album's pretty much done at this point. It's one thing that I'm gonna always include is hip hop because I'm from the Bronx, so I can't escape that.
You
But
can't. You can't.
my music is a gumbo of hip hop, R&B,
Uh,
reggaeton, Afro.
uh,
You know what I
uh.
mean? It's just one thing. You know what I mean?
Like that
And
word.
I think
Like
that
that word gumbo.
yeah, and that's who I am. Like I'm not trying to sound like anybody else. I'm not trying to be Ozuna. I'm not trying to be Bad Bunny. I love those guys for what they do, but what I do is different, and what I do is what makes Nova Nova,
That's
and
right.
that's
There
what
you
made
go.
Controlla be so dope because I'm singing, I'm rapping on the record, I'm rapping in English and Spanish, and I'm singing in both languages,
Hmm.
and I feel like it was able to really capture a lot of people's ears. And I'm really big on melody. Like I'm an R&B head, so I love
Yes.
melodies.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so it took me a while to find who International Nova is as a singer because I didn't sing before this album, but
Right.
now that I know who I am and I know my tone and my voice, I
Uh-huh.
be having fun, man. I'm having so much fun just working on this project and doing my mixture of Latin music because I feel like it's giving me that excitement that I kind of lost when I moved to Atlanta because I got tired of hip hop, to be honest. I got tired of everybody trying to sound the same. I got
Uh-huh.
tired of everybody having the word little in their name.
Yeah.
And I felt like I needed to fit that mold to get
Yeah.
popping. And
That's
that
why.
wasn't me, So doing what I'm doing now really motivated me, man. It really got me excited to work again. It really got me happy to get in the booth, and whether I'm doing a record for me or I'm writing another record for artists like Ricky Martin, who I just did, it's exciting. It's an exciting process.
And that's
and
why he
and then
became. He's tired of the Lil's P money. That's why he became
No,
international.
no, I'm not. Listen, I'm not tired of that. I'm not tired of
International.
that. I
No,
love the
no,
little
no.
bit.
You good? You good? We
Guys,
brother
but
man. Look,
I'm just,
hey, let your nuts hang. It's all good.
I can't be somebody else. I can only be me, man.
No
So for
doubt.
me, I got to find my own lane and find my own ride in this roller coaster.
That's why you.
and
That, hey,
then
and you're doing it, brother. You're doing it. You're doing it,
and
man.
Thank you,
and this
thank you.
and this just happened, and this is a perfect timing for this particular interview because this is Hispanic
Spanish
Heritage.
Heritage Month. Yep. Yes, it
Right.
is.
So
Let me
it's
tell you
just
what's crazy. Let me tell you what's crazy. Sorry to cut you off, bro. I just got
no problem.
interviewed by the BNC News Channel.
Dope.
Mhm.
Dope.
The BNC News Channel. For those guys that don't know what the BNC is, the Black News Network, Black News Channel. It's a
Mm-hmm.
huge news network. I was a first interview for Hispanic Heritage Month.
Dope.
Wow.
Dope.
I'm not Bad Bunny, I'm not Daddy Yankee, I'm not those huge artists. And I
Mm-hmm.
was still chosen to be the first one at the interview for Hispanic Heritage Month. You know what I mean? And that just goes to show that our music transcends who we are as our ethnicity, our
Yes.
color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Music is the universal language of the world. And I feel like whether you're black, whether you're Spanish, whether you're white, Asian, Indian, whatever you are, music is that universal language that if we both like the same music, we're going to put our differences to the side for at least 3 minutes until this song is over. The time and party. And I feel
Yes,
like
sir. That's it.
continues to do, man, with everything going on in the world, music continues to at least hide that for a second and allow us to, forget about what we going through outside because we in here rocking out for a couple hours with some music.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That's it. Yep.
and
That's
it
it.
just
Brings
it's
us
that
together.
way, and it's just a beautiful thing. And I can't even say it better than you just said it because I agree with that 110%. Like it's just one of those things that is universal.
Yeah.
And our music doesn't show color. It
It
shows
bonds
our
us.
struggle.
Amen.
It shows everything that we've been through. It's that thing that helps us all connect. But that's why there's always been restrictions on the music that has been put out, right?
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
they don't want everybody to come together.
exactly right. There is a control factor in what's being presented to the mass media, but I feel like that's what's so dope about social media, Instagram and Facebook and the internet now, because now you don't have to be. How many artists? I was looking at a stat the other day. First of all, Latin music controls over 75% of all music streamed globally.
Dope.
75% of all music.
Dope.
And then
Dope.
in that whole 75%, how many of these artists are independent artists? A lot of them. You know what I mean? And that's to the power of social media. That's to the power of the music that they're creating in their fan base. You know what I mean? So I feel like it can be controlled to a certain extent, but once you have your voice, like we said earlier, it's up to you to use your platform, use your celebrity to really, dial in and punch in the right things for the world to hear and to see. And for me, that's always gonna be what I do first and foremost. And on a side note, I just realized that there's a whole bunch of comments. What up, ladies? What's up?
I told you ever since you was talking about the dogs earlier, man. Forget about it. They was on it.
What's up,
They was
ladies?
on it. We don't have too many artists that that have the culmination, have all of the elements, the R&B and the reggaeton. We don't have that too often. So yeah, they plug it in, they log it on and lock it in tonight, baby.
It's different, man. It's funny. Somebody called me the Dominican Drake the other day. I thought it was hilarious. They're like, "Yeah, man, you're the Latin Drake." I
Hey,
was like,
hey,
"Yeah."
run with it, run with it.
I would
You
just
know what I
go with
mean?
it.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Mr.
that's hey, but he started that singing and then came in with the rap and then he did his own controller. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hey, I see
Yeah,
it.
and that wasn't on purpose. Like after I put the record, I'm like, damn, maybe I should have named it something different because Drake had to control the record. But
Hey,
things
whatever,
happen.
whatever. Man, look, if
But
they like it, just love it.
yeah,
Amen.
it's a beautiful thing, man. And I gotta say, before we get up out of here, it's it's super important that you main you have maintained in all the years that you've been doing music, that you have maintained the humility that you have. Shout out to your mom.
Thank you,
Shout
bro.
out to the way that you was raised. Shout out to just you being you, because I think that adds so much on to the way you connect with people when your music is delivered. Because you are who you are, and you are international Nova, regardless of what, right? And then, like he said,
Thank you.
his name is Nova.
Yeah,
He
my
just
name is
threw the
Nova.
he just threw
And
the
There's
international
nothing
one.
fake. There's nothing fake about them. There's no artificial
yeah,
preservatives, no additives, no. You know what I'm
There's,
saying?
there's
but you
public
know what?
document.
I promise that that's always going to be me, man. I feel like however much more I got to do in this industry, it's never going to change who I am. You know what I mean? Like I said, my name is Nova International. Shout out to my brother Tony Sunshine. That's where International came from. He gave me that name.
Dope.
But
Shouts out Tony Sunshine.
who I am and who the person is, who Nova is as a person. I'm never going to let the celebrity or the music outshine who I am as an individual. And I feel like, as long as we stay grounded, no matter what we're doing, whether we're acting, whether we're doing music, whether we're the best teacher in the world, as long as you stay grounded and you have faith, family first, I think that the world is yours to conquer.
There it is, brother. Give the
Yo,
people you. Give the people you.
and that statement right there. Wait, hold up. This is what that statement meant to me.
Blah, 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 blah.
He done killed everybody. That's it. Straight
Give the
Bronx.
people. Give the people
Whole
your
time.
math, Nova, before we get up out of here. Give them your social and you know what I'm saying. Tell them where they can find the new music when it
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
drop.
All social media, International Nova, Nova. I respond back to the comments. I have fun. I slide in DMs. We get it cracking. All streaming platforms, International Nova, and my website too, man. I am internationalnova.com. We're about to start selling some merchandise. It's funny. I keep wearing some test pieces out here in Atlanta. And every time I go somewhere, they're stopping me like, "Yo, where can I get that shirt? Is it Fashion Nova? Is it this? Is it that?" I was like, "No,
You
it's
say
me."
no. No,
Nova
not
Baby.
Fashion Nova. It's not Fashion Nova. It's International Nova.
Yeah. So it's actually, I'm running with the
Uh,
Nova Baby as the clothing line. So we got the Nova Baby merchandise coming. But just tap in with me, man. I love to have conversations. I love to tap in with my fans. If you know me, I crack a lot of jokes. So I'm always, cracking jokes and doing something on Instagram. So just tap in with me.
there it
Yo,
is.
and
You
I'm gonna
already
send
have.
you my math. So the next time I'm out there
Yeah,
in ATL, like yo, we can link up, just chill,
let's
whatever,
do it,
have a
bro.
drink.
Yeah, man. You guys are family now. So anything I need from me, just let me know, or let Leslie know.
Yeah,
I mean, we get it
yeah.
going.
No, but I'm gonna just look for the message from the station, and
Gotcha.
if there's a number that's gonna be directly to me, I'm gonna be out there in like about 2 weeks. So
Oh,
when
bet.
I'm
Okay.
out,
Yeah, let's
yeah,
tap
so
in.
I'm gonna be out there in 2 weeks. I'm gonna be in Vegas for a little bit, but when I get back, I'm gonna be out there a little bit or whatever. Yeah, I come through, pull up, yo, we chop it up, we talk,
Yeah,
or we
let's
have.
do it, bro. Yeah, we
I
here, man.
bring
That's easy.
bottles, we sit there, and and, you got dogs, so that's one of those. I love me some dog. I'm a dog lover.
Yeah. My, my,
I'm a
my baby,
dog
man.
lover. So
Beautiful dog.
There it is.
I would love to see all of them. And I'm not gonna run. I'm not a runner, so I'm gonna sit there. I'm not gonna
You
run
know what?
around.
Because I know you guys are gonna be
There
coming
it
out
is.
to Atlanta pretty soon. And even anybody in the comments and watching us, Lifeline Animal Project, man, is the biggest animal project in Georgia. We had the pleasure of having over 400 animals adopted in one weekend a couple weekends ago. It was the biggest weekend for them,
Dope.
and it was
Dope.
all primarily due to the International Nova fan base, because they stepped up and really reposted and went hard on social media. So if you guys are looking for dogs, please tap in with Lifeline Animal Project. And even you guys, man, you might be coming to Atlanta. You might need some dogs for the station. You know what I'm saying?
No. I
Hey.
do. I need a pit. I need a pit. Like I
There you
really
go.
do need a pit. So it's one of those. Me and you gonna talk. I
Yeah,
love
definitely.
I love me some pits. So I just think that, like you said, they very misunderstood. They're very
Yes.
loyal. They're very protective. So
Right.
we
I.
definitely gonna connect on that. So yo,
That's
my
what it
brother,
is.
I
Nova,
appreciate.
salute, brother. We appreciate you coming and chopping it up with us.
I appreciate you guys, man. Keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys got a dope platform. I had a great time with you guys, man. Anything you guys need from me, please let us know. You know what I mean? Shout out to the ladies in the comments, the ladies on my social media, all my fans around.
Maybe.
I love y'all. And again, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys, man. Much love.
Nah, man, we good.
Always 100, brother.
Yes,
BX,
sir.
stand up.
Stand up. All right, man. Later.
All right, y'all.
Later. Yo.
That might be the most. That might be the most ladies we had in the chat ever.
Gang. Like it was pow.
I could just hear the cats out there meowing. Anyway.
Yeah, and he got the tattoo going across the chest that he was just exposing for a little bit. I feel that I need the tattoo across the chest.
It's great to
down
with the little taco meat out. It's great to be. It's great to be a young man. It's great to be a young man. I tell you what.
I'm going to say this. I'm losing weight, feeling great. So you can
get yes, sir.
Bones, right?
Yeah.
So I might have to just pop off with an open button down.
Look at real Miami. Look at real Miami.
Yo, for real. Yo, we didn't even get. I know we running over, but I want to running over, and it got nothing to do with International Nova, but we gotta get into the new school joint of the day.
Yeah, let's get that off.
We didn't get into it, and then after we come back from this, we out of here, y'all.
Up in the studio getting blowed to the realest shit I ever wrote. Biggest blunt I ever smoked. Baddest bitch I ever fucked. Finest clothes I ever wore. Fastest car I ever drove. These bars is like Bible quotes. These niggas try to assassinate my character. Say what? Nah, these niggas try to assassinate my character. Nah, they bugging. Like I won't load up all these guns and cause a massacre. Like I won't turn all they sons into some bastards, huh?
count money, smoke cigars, and I spray heaters. You claim my gang, right? That makes me your gang leader. You little niggas couldn't clean my Dior sneakers. I bought more diamonds, I cop more heaters.
And if you didn't know what that was, that's my man Hell Rel, right? Straight Harlem gang. That's it.
Gang.
Gang. You rep my gang that just calls me a gang leader.
Mm.
That's what it is. I gotta give it to him, right? Shout out to Harlem, shout out to Brooklyn, shout out to the Bronx, shout out to Queens, shout out to
And
Staten
Staten Island. Yes, sir.
right? Because we always leave out Staten Island, but Staten Island
And Long Island. We gotta shout out Long Island too, because we
Long
have
Island
plenty of
really
people come
really
up.
be putting some stuff out.
We
But
wouldn't have a lot of people if it wasn't for Long Island, you know?
and you know, I don't want to get to the geographical things, but Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island is actually on the same island.
Yes, sir.
it,
Yes, sir.
it legit is. Like it legit is. It's just that imaginary line. So I just want to say, yo, man, shout out to all the boroughs, the whole 5 boroughs, and yo, it's your boy Prophet Pete from the city that never sleeps. And you can follow me at PROFIT_radio_NY because when I call your girl, she already know I'm the prophet. You heard? Gang.
You can predict her future. And you can find your
Oh,
boy on the gram. It's DJ Shawn Recognized, DJ SHAWNRECOGNIZE. And you can also hit me up on Twitter sometimes. DJ Shawn Rec, DJ SHAWNREC. Remember, only my friends call me Rex, and you better recognize.
gang. And we out of here, y'all.
Chill.